Hey guys, it's getting late. It's getting time for bed, but I wanted to push this out because it popped in my head. And believe it or not, this is like the fourth time I'm trying to do this video because I kept rambling on and on and on and on. And just, by the time I got to the fifth one, it was almost a 20-minute video. You guys know what I can be like, so I'm going to try to, I don't know if this one's going to get out or not. This is my last attempt for tonight, so let's hope so. But these are 20 cents that every man should try at least once. Just sniff, even preferably wear at least once or twice, but at least smell. Good if you're looking to, they're good for if you're looking to start a collection. These 20 will really give you a, what's the word I'm looking for? Almost a timeline of fragrances from I think somewhere here from the early 60s or from the 60s all the way up to pretty much now. So yeah, these are going to be 20. I think you should really try. These aren't reviews. Might say a note or two or whatever, and I'm not going to try not to ramble on them too much, so they're going to be quick, boom, as quick as I can do it anyway. And hopefully enjoy. It might be long. If it is, watch it in sections if you want. But I hope you watch it because I'm really trying with this one. And it's just really, really racking my brain. I might have to break it down into like 5. You know what I mean? Do 4 videos and a 5 each because I just ramble. But we'll see. We'll try. Hold on. All right. I've already rambled. It's almost 2 minutes in. Jesus. First and foremost, let's get this out of the way. Aventus. If you haven't smelled authentic, real Aventus, you're doing yourself a disservice. I have Decanto Aventus. It's pretty much all I've ever really bought. Had a bottle once, but it was pretty much empty when I got it. It's like 20 mils left in it. But I mean, Club de Nuit, any of the other dupes, English Laundry London, even some of the Inspired by Mont Blancs, they're fine. They're great. They'll get you really, really close, but there's just something about the actual Aventus. It's richer, it's classier, it's yeah, just try it. And I don't care what batch number you get. They're all pretty much the same to me. I mean, I haven't smelled them all. I've only smelled like 4 different batches, but they've all been, yeah, one might have a little more pineapple and one might have a little more birch tar, but it's just try it. You've got to try it. I know it's expensive, so maybe if you can find a store that just give yourself spray, got to try it. All right. Next one, Aqua Digio, or Aqua Digio, or Aqua Digio, however you want to say it. A classic citrus white floral. Really rang in that whole men can wear white floral sense. As the dominant aspect of the scent. Classic for so many reasons, and if you haven't tried it, just try it. You can get a bottle relatively cheap, or you can get decants or samples even. Just go to a store like Shoppers and get a sample. I mean, just, yeah, you can try it anywhere. Next is Calvin Klein. It's the 4 big ones I call from Calvin Klein. Any one of these or all 4 of them are when Calvin Klein was king and defined the late 80s right up until the mid to late 90s. Eternity, Obsession, Escape, CK1. I'm not going into any of them. Just try them. Eternity, Obsession, they kind of ring a little bit older. Obsession especially, but still very nice, very wearable today. Escape and CK1, again, very wearable today. Not quite as old feeling as those two, especially Obsession, but try them. You've got to try them. I got them written down here if you can see me looking down because I would have never remembered them all in my head. Next one, the quintessential mature manly man alpha male barbershop scent, a Zero Pour Homme. Cheap as balls right now. I need like 100 mil for 20 or 30 bucks. I mean, it's a barbershop scent. It is the quintessential barbershop scent. It is the one where we say barbershop here in the West, the Western world, and that is exactly what everybody thinks it smells like. You haven't tried it? Try it. Again, cheap. Um, Another one, Dolce & Gabbana Polo, the original. Now you could make a case for light blue, and I wouldn't argue. Um, but light blues, I don't find didn't quite. Dolce & Gabbana Polo was really the first dry tobacco scent, not sweet, uh, that I remember really blowing up. I'm sure there were some before that, but I remember really blowing up. Um, Again, it paved the way for light blue. It paved the way for a lot of drier tobacco scents. Um, Paved the way for a lot of citrus heavy scents because it's very citrusy. Very nice scent. Just try it. Um, One I'm not. The next two I'm not. Well, one I'm not a big fan of. The other one I've kind of really grown to like. Didn't like it at first though. And the first one is obviously Invictus. I don't like it. Shouldn't say I don't like Invictus. I find it just. I'm old, and it's just too young for me. It really is. It's one of those few scents that I'm going to actually age. It is definitely a young man scent, teenager to young man. Can you want to be 50 and rock it? Go right ahead. You do you. Um, but yeah. So Invictus, I'd be foolish not to put it on here if you've never tried it. It's or Invictus Aqua you can include. They're just look at what they've done. Almost every house has got an Invictus style scent. A lot of them got 3 or 4 different style Invictus style scents because they want some of that money. So yeah, not for me, but I can't deny what it's done. The next one that I was talking about that I didn't like at first that I'm actually starting to really like now is it's the 1 million. Again, and when it first came out, I didn't understand it. I guess would be the biggest. Why would you want to smell like super sweet bubble gummies? Just didn't make sense to me. And I was younger when it came out. I was still in my late 20s, I believe. So it wasn't like I was an old man then. But as time went on and I've worn it and worn it and worn it and worn it and worn it, the bubblegum, I don't know if my skin chemistry changed or the chemistry of my bottles changed, but I get more of the warm, still sweet, very sweet, but spices, the cinnamon, the nutmeg. I get a little bit of anise and some woods and tobacco. It's a beautiful, actually beautiful, sweet, spicy scent. And I've gone, and it is a club and king for a reason. It started the whole club and scent craze, at least as we see it today. Yes, there was definitely men's powerhouses back in the 70s and 80s that would even give this a run for money and knock it out. But as we see it today, it really did usher in that new generation of clubbing scents. Took over from the Azzaros and the Polos and stuff and really ushered in a new modern clubbing scent. And you can't argue with it. If you haven't tried it, try it. Again, a twofer here. Lanawee Loam and Loam. If you haven't tried either one of them, try them. One is a beautiful, citrusy, light, cardamom, soft wood scent in Loam. Lanawee Loam is that beautiful, soft, spicy, sweet cardamom that I get a bit of a tea vibe from. A nice tea vibe. Very sensual. Women do love it. It's not, king of date night scents for a reason. It is what it is. Try it. The newest one on the list is the coffee and whiskey. I know it sounds funny because it's Bath and Body Works. You could try that. Jesus. No, you really do. If you like Bailey's Irish Cream, you like the smell of it. It's a little more nuanced than that, of course, but that's the generalization. Is it smells like Bailey's and coffee. What more do I need to say? Gorgeous scent. It performs like a mother for Bath and Body Works. The next one is a classic, as I'm pretty sure everybody's tried it, but if you haven't, and you have to try it on your own skin, you can't just smell it on somebody else because it works. I find it works different on everybody, and that's Old Spice. Obviously, try Old Spice. It is, I think, the cheapest one on this list. You can get a bottle for like $5. And it doesn't have to be the cologne. You can get an aftershave. That aftershave will outperform 99% of the colognes out in the market right now, just the aftershave. Old Spice, yeah. Classic for a reason. As the old commercials go, if your grandfather hadn't worn it, you wouldn't be here. Um, Another one, very diversive. It's diversive in the fragrance community, fragcom, but in the general population, which is like 99% of the people who wear fragrances, it's not. It's a banger. Sauvage. You have to try Sauvage. You have to. If you've never tried Sauvage, don't be one of them people like Aventus. Oh, I don't like it. It's derivative. It's boring. It's this. No, it is not. Sauvage is a nice and played out a little bit. Absolutely, I will agree there. But it is just one of them scents that works. Does what it does well. Any time, any place, any season, any time of day, night, evening, morning, whatever. It just works. Get your compliments. It's a great scent. I've only smelled it. I've only smelled it on one person where it didn't just agree with their chemistry, and I've smelled it 100 times, if not more, out in public. And yeah, so it works with 99.9% of the people. It is just that kind of scent. Try it. Another classic, and probably my smell-wise, my favorite, but there's one that beats it, and I'll talk about it when I get to it, just for nostalgia purposes. Lamal. I love that profile. I always have. Got a little played out there during the mid to 2010 or so, where everybody was coming up with a Lamal scent. But the original is better than every one of them. Every clone, every inspired by scent. The original is just great. Even the reformulation, I hate when people say reformulation sucks. No, it still smells great. I've got 2 bottles, a classic bottle and a reformulation bottle, and the differences are so minute that it's not worth the money to go get an original. Now, if you can get an original bottle, I would recommend it because it is a little bit better. But anyway, just Lamal. It set off a whole industry of flankers and then inspired by and then clones. It just boo. It is what it is. Works. Still works today. I don't care what anyone says. Oh, it's a little dated. No, it's not. It's classy as classy can be. Lavender and vanilla and oh, it's gorgeous. Try it, please. The King of Cheapies. Not a Voyage. Another one that just works. Just works. That's all I'm gonna say. Just works. Try it. A classic again, Cool Water. Really, I think again, as a lot of these have done, they just set off an explosion of aquatic type scents. Aquatic, just aquatic. It was the reason we have so many aquatics nowadays, including the Nautica Voyage that I just mentioned above it. It just an aromatic aquatic. I mean, yes, times have changed, and Nautica Voyage doesn't really smell like Cool Water, but the heart of it is there. The fresh aquatic. Just try it. Curve, Liz Claiborne. Simply because it smells like the 90s to me. Everybody in junior high and high school wore it. I wore it. You want to smell what high school in 1996 smelled like? 1996, 97, 98, 99. Just break some Curve on. There you go. Smells like late 90s, early 2000 high school. The next one is the one that I was talking about when I said the Mall is my favorite scent. This one beats it, but that's more nostalgia than anything, and that is my all-time favorite. Do you know what it is? Most of you watching this channel should know. 3, 2, 1, Fahrenheit. I know it's diversive now, and honestly, I'm going to admit most guys who would try it now, if they're younger, they're going to be like, no, that's just, it's too much for me. It's a hair on your chest alpha male. But again, it's another one that I wore in high school, just out of high school. If you didn't grow up with it, if you weren't exposed to it as a younger person, you're probably not going to like it. And then you might, again. But it's just a classic that just, for the sake of how designer houses would take a chance back then. This is a prime example of it, and it's great. And again, reformulations, I don't care. They all smell great. Smelled half a dozen different reformulations, and they all smell like Fahrenheit. Slight nuances here and there, but they all smell like Fahrenheit. Again, if you can get an older bottle, absolutely, of course, but yeah, just try it. Just go to the store, spray it on, and be proud with it. Put on like 47 sprays. Just walk around the mall. Watch and see how many people fall at your feet. You are a king. Actually, more like they'd be choking and passing out at your feet, but all kidding aside, though, just try it. You've got to try it. The only other niche on here, because it's the only two niches that there's a couple more, I suppose, but these are the two that I really consider wearable, really wearable, and that's Perfumes and Marley Pegasus. Again, you could go with Crave from Armoff, a couple other, but Crave is the big one. Crave is the best one of all the dupes I've smelled of it, and it'll get you, again, a good 95% there, but there's just something about, just like Invictus, there's something about that Pegasus, the richness, the depth, the feeling that's in it. I love wearing Pegasus. I don't wear it enough because I've only got that little decant, and it's so much money. It's one of the few bottles one of the few $300+ bottles that I'm really thinking that I probably will, maybe in the next few weeks, purchase a bottle of Pegasus. I love it that much. The Armoff hits that itch for me, the craze, but not. Still, it's like when you get an itch and it just kind of, it scratch it, and a few minutes later, a little tiny bit of it comes back. It's what it's kind of like. So, again, super expensive, I know, and I generally don't like putting super expensive stuff, but it's something you've got to try. However you do it. Lie, cheat, steal, I don't care. However you do, don't steal. But however you do it, try it at least once in your life. You'll thank me. Terry Mugler, amen. Just amen. None of the flankers, just amen. Another one that's kind of in the Fahrenheit vibe. It's got a bit of a weird opening, but really works, especially if you're a little older and you grew up with it. Really, to me, again, I'm sure there was others before, but this really started the gourmand aspects in men's fragrances, like the edible smells. Up until then, it was pretty much for women and kitchens. But this really made it with that tar asphalt vibe it gives off the beginning. It really does give it a man's. It's the very first man's gourmand, which helped pave the way. Like I said, the very first extremely popular man's gourmand, as far as I know. Yves Saint Laurent Opium, another one that I think younger people would like more than Fahrenheit or Amen, believe it or not. It's a bit of this oriental. It's got some vanilla and some spices and some woods, but it's not overly sweet or anything like that. Don't think vanilla like you think today. It's more of almost a woody vanilla, a spicy vanilla, not a sweet vanilla sugar. And it's just classy. It's just classy. Performs like a mother too. I mean, it's an all-dayer. And projection is hours. I always say I get a bit of it's the ginger off the top, but it always gives me, mixed with something else, gives me almost a fizzy. Doesn't smell like cola or anything, but it gives me that fizzy feeling that cola gives. Just sparkles. It's great. It's great. Yeah, Opium. And the last one is the one that really started me. If you don't include the aftershaves and stuff that my grandfather and father wore, the one that really started my fragrance journey, so it holds a special place in my heart. And that's the original Polo green. Just Polo. We just called it Polo back in the day. There was no colors. It was Polo. So when I say Polo, that's what I mean. Polo green, the original. I get it. It is very, I would say, unwearable today. I'm not going to lie. And I never wore it a lot either. And I don't think I ever had an authentic bottle of it. I always had dupes. Couldn't afford it. It was super expensive, but I had good dupes. Yeah, if you've never tried it, for the love of God, try it. At least just wear it in the house, though. I wouldn't wear it out. It's very loud, very, very pine soil green, like the cleaner pine soil. Yeah, um, some leather, and it's out of all of these, even the Old Spice, it is the manliest, most alpha male, hair on your chest, opening a beer with your teeth while you're squeezing your wife's titties. Manly scent. Ugh. And definitely, I don't have one of them. Probably the only one on here I'd say is not wearable today. And if you wear it, God love you. You are a man, damn it. I salute you. But yeah, that's 20 fragrances you have to try. 20 men. I mean, if you're a woman and you want to wear, you wear women, and you wear men's cologne. All right, darling, you do you, sweetheart. You keep on rocking them. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You could wear what you want to wear, sweetie. You just go right ahead. I mean, I don't know if there's any women that watch me, but hey, you want to wear any of these? I would not. I would. The king gives you the royal clap. You wear what you want, baby. Ain't no thing, baby. Ain't no thing, sweetheart. Don't let nobody tell you can't wear Fahrenheit if you want to. You go right ahead. I mean, you probably shouldn't wear Polo, but I don't think anybody should wear Polo anymore. Test it, wear it to smell it. You got to smell where it comes from, but don't wear it outside. And what about women's perfumes? Like, I don't talk about women's perfumes. I should do some women's stuff. I don't know. Comment below, please, if you're a woman and you see this video and you want to either are subscribed or will subscribe. Let me know if you want me to do some women's perfumes. I can do some women. I have a few that I wear. I can always get samples. I'll probably never buy bottles. Because, I mean, I wear a few women's perfumes, but there are just some of them are, I'm old, guys, remember, and I do my best to be politically correct and with it and in the times, but there's just a lot of women's perfumes that I distinguish men's and women's perfumes like crazy. That's just the way I grew up. And there's certain smells that are men's, there's certain smells that are women's. I know kids nowadays don't care, but I kind of still do. And it's not that I'm sexist by any stretch of the word. Like I said, you wear what you want. Just for me, that's the way it is. But I'll still review them. I'll wear them inside the house on my own skin to see what happens with them. But and I can think of a few off the top of my head that you guys, women, if you want some women, one of my first girls I had a real crush on wore Poison. And to this day, I love Poison. You've got to try it. You've got to, the original Poison, not any of the flankers, although they're good. There's one I wear, actually. But you've got to really try the original. Exclamation by Cody. Was it by Cody or Dana? I can't remember. Anyway, super popular in the 80s. All the girls were wearing it. Teenage, preteen, teenage, 20s, 30s, were all wearing it. It's great. Just great. Clinique Happy for her women was one of the most, it still probably is. Well, I know it is. One of the most beautiful women scents I've ever smelled. Ever. It's gorgeous. I'm pretty sure it's relatively cheap. Estee Lauder, I think it was Pleasures for her. Another gorgeous scent. White Musk from the Body Shop, of course, that holds a significance to me, but I still think every woman should try it. I mean, yeah. So anyway, that's it, guys. So it's only 24 minutes. I figured it'd be a lot longer than that. Well, I hope you like this long-ass video, and I hope you'll sit through the whole thing, because I'd sit through it for you. All right, guys, I got to get to bed now. I got to work again. It'll be day 3 tomorrow, 10. All right, guys. Peace, love, be good to each other.